What's up again, guys? Brian here at 3TR, and I got another episode of the People's Questions, episode 86. And man, we are getting really close to the big 100 episode. I wonder how big that'll be. Anyway, I'd like to thank all of you guys out there that sent in your questions. I actually got a very great list of questions from about, I believe, 6 of you, and they're actually quite diverse, which actually makes these episodes even that much better. And starting off, we have Mr. Draven G, who has 2 questions. And your first question that you want to ask is, do I have any tips of how to survive high school? Surviving high school. Well, I personally don't think high school is all that difficult, but if I could give you 3 just simple tips of advice, it would be stay focused on yourself. Don't worry about what anyone else is doing. Number 2, don't be a pushover. Don't let anyone walk all over you. Someone tried doing that to me once, like someone actually wanted to try to be like a bully to me. Surprisingly, it was actually the quarterback of our football varsity team, and I wasn't having that shit, so funny story if you guys ever want to hear, tell me in the comments down below, but let's just say I did something once in a locker room in front of everybody, and from that day on, I never actually saw him again after that. And number 3 is simply stay true to your friends. I cannot tell you how much my friends were as a motivation for me to keep on going, no matter how hard things got for me in high school. So, the friends that you build in your freshman year, stick with them all the way through your senior year. So, sophomore, junior, senior, trust me, they're going to matter more than anything. Our next question is, what new worlds would I like to see in Kingdom Hearts 3? I'm gonna pick just 3 of them, and I'm a really big Pixar fan, and so since we've had a lack of Pixar, the 3 worlds that I would really like to see added is Toy Story, Monsters Incorporated, and The Incredibles. 3 absolutely fantastic Disney films. Some of their best. I believe even all 3 of them are in my top 10 favorite Disney movies list of all time, and we need more Pixar put in these games. Next question comes from Criticism Guy 2009, and you want to know, do I think the next iPhone 5 will be overrated? Criticism Guy, I've never actually had an iPhone, so I really couldn't tell you. Everyone I've noticed seems to have these iPhones. My problem with the iPhone is, most iPhones that I've seen at my job, it's like, Apple makes these very impressive machines, yet they break so damn easily. Like, I rarely ever get to see an iPhone screen that isn't cracked or broken into pieces. And even when there's like broken into pieces and there's part missing, people still keep them. I mean, with Apple products, don't you have to like go to like an Apple store and then you have to wait for like a good amount of time before they can fix it? Like, you'd think that if Apple would build these machines so well, they wouldn't break as often. I mean, they'd be pretty durable. So I think it's a little bit overrated, a little bit. Next question comes from wskprints, and you want to know, what got me into YouTube? There was actually a video I did not too long ago about why I got into YouTube, and I'll actually leave the link right about maybe down here somewhere. You can just go ahead and click that link and watch that video, but keep it in short, really. It was simply the need to express my own opinion. I've been watching YouTube videos for years. There was one particular YouTuber who kind of inspired the idea for 3TR and how it should work, but it was my brother that really motivated me and pushed me into doing it. And ever since then, I've had a great opportunity getting to talk to all you amazing guys out there. Even though I've never met you guys in person, I could tell we all have something in common. And so it's that connection that I have with all of you out there that makes me get into YouTube and keep putting up these videos every week after week after week, because you guys are truly awesome. You have no idea how awesome you guys really are to me. Next question comes from a newbie on the show, and it comes with the name of Big Phil 2695, and you want to know, who is the most attractive animated animal I've ever seen? Oh, attractive. Oh, well, there's only one bunny that I can think of, and her name is Lola Bunny from Space Jam. Unquestionably, Bugs Bunny is a lucky SOB, and it's kind of ironic how both Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny have kind of the most attractive, I'd say, partners, and yet it doesn't seem like they have like maybe a next step relationship. But yeah, Lola Bunny, look at this. I mean, what else needs to be said? I mean, I'd hit that, even though I think getting it on with animals is a little bit weird. Yeah. Anyway, next question comes from Raymond Shafer, and he wants to know, what are some of my expectations for Kingdom Hearts 3? You know, another thing I'd like to tell you right now is I actually uploaded a video maybe a couple days ago by now of me actually giving you my top 5 things that I would like to see done in Kingdom Hearts 3. But my minimum expectations is I damn sure do not think Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to live up to the hype. It's getting close to that whole Duke Nukem Forever like length of development, since it's been like almost 10 years since we even had Kingdom Hearts 2. I simply just want it to be a good game. I don't think it's going to be amazing. I just want all my 5 points put into this game, and if it can pull it off, then it won't disappoint. I'll be like, I will forgive Square for making us wait so damn long for this game to come out, which should have come out years ago. Should have come out on this gen, and we should be worrying about Kingdom Hearts 4 for the PlayStation 4. Next 2 questions come from Nick Smith, and you first want to know Spider-Man versus Batman. You know, the guys from, I believe, Death Battle did something like this, and I haven't seen it, but I heard who actually won, and I don't agree with who actually won that fight. I say Batman would win. If Batman can take on someone like Superman and wipe out the rest of the Justice League, then someone like Spider-Man shouldn't be a problem. Yes, Peter Parker is a scientific genius, but I don't think he's ever been projected as a strategic genius who's been able to use his environment to his advantage, or as well as Batman can. I mean, Peter Parker does have that ability to use spider sense, which kind of gives him a quick second head start of like something bad's about to happen to me. But I think that Batman would be able to take advantage of that if he can actually cause enough confusion. If Spider-Man's spider sense, like he knows that multiple dangers are coming in multiple locations, he won't really know where to go. That's when Batman would strike and take his ass out. So I would say Batman, even though I know if you think Spider-Man will win, then I perfectly understand. Next question is a pretty serious one, and you want to know, am I religious? That's a bit complicated. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm overly religious, but the option is open to me. It's simply due to the fact that the evidence that we have in terms of religion that we have today just isn't really hard enough. It's not like solid. It's more based off of faith. And I have nothing against anyone who has faith in religion. I actually admire people that can do that. It's just for me and the things that I've experienced in my life, I have never actually had like a divine moment or something that I couldn't explain. Nothing like that has ever happened. But it is a viable option that, you know, if something crazy happens that I believe had a divine presence, then I could become religious. But at this point, I'm just open, because I believe being open makes me able to adapt to other religions. So even if you believe in, you know, Judaism or Christianity, or if you're a Catholic or you're a Muslim, then I'm more than open to respect your traditions. Even though, you know, they're not my own traditions, I'm just more open and it keeps me more flexible. And I think it makes me a better person because of that. So, not really, but I'm open for it. And the last 2 questions come from Galen429, and you want to know, do I think Fox should do more X-Men films after they're done with Days of Futures Past? Absolutely. Don't let one series stop you from wanting to go on to another. Sony ended the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, and now they're going on to these new Spider-Man films. So yeah, I absolutely, because there are multiple forms of the X-Men that we have yet to see. There's also great stories that can also be told, and you know, I'd really like to see who they would cast as Wolverine after Hugh Jackman, because we all know he's not going to play the part forever. So I think that the challenge of it's having the courage to say, okay, we're done with this series of X-Men, let's tell a new story with these great characters and show them in a different way. And I think that is what makes comic book movies so unique, and even makes the comic book world more unique. There's not just one variation of these characters. There are dozens that have great stories that have yet to be told. So yes, I hope they still do more X-Men films after Days of Futures Past. And the last question we have here is, have I watched any animated Marvel shows from the mid-2000s? No. The only Marvel-related cartoons, animated shows I ever watched was like on Fox Kids in the 90s. I was like, you know, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and X-Men. That's about it. I think it's safe for me to say that if we were to compare animation departments between DC and Marvel, DC completely destroys Marvel, and it's clear Marvel really doesn't care much about their anime department because they want to focus all of their work and effort towards their mainstream live action films, and that's perfectly fine. But I think that's just how Marvel is. DC definitely has a much stronger animated department. They come out with absolutely great animated movies every single year, and I can't wait for them to do their Batman Arkham animated movie, which I've heard about, and apparently it's going to tie in with the events of Arkham City and Arkham Origins and Arkham Asylum, and I can't wait to get my hands on that because the Arkham games are awesome. With that was all the questions that you guys sent me in this week. Again, I'd like to thank every single one of you guys for sending in your questions. They help me out immensely. You have no idea. And I have a question for you guys out there, and inspired by the first one's high school question, I would really like to know, what was your favorite class in high school or school in general, if some of you guys out there aren't in high school yet? My personal favorite class that I ever had throughout high school was probably in my, I want to say freshman year. It was called Digital Media, and it basically dealt with everything I'm doing now. It was kind of being in front of the camera and telling, just being in front of it. And it's kind of ironic how, like, over 5 years ago, I did everything possible to not be in front of the camera, and yet here I am being in front of the camera every single week. So I think that's kind of a nice reversal. And with that, that is my episode of The People's Questions. If you have any questions you would like me to answer in the next week's episode, please type them in the comments down below. Remember, it's only 2 questions per person to keep things fair. And remember, try to get them in before Wednesday, because I do film these episodes on Wednesday, I render them on Thursday, and then I upload them on Friday. And if you like this video, please like, comment down below, and please press that subscribe button to join the 3TR audience. And you can also follow me on Twitter and friend me on Facebook to keep up on my future updates. And like always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.